Hey y'all, this is Cindy and I'm the Tireless Tangler. Welcome to my channel. This week we are going to be doing the Celtic knot for motherhood. It is a really lovely design and I'm going to show you how to set it up. There are two ways to do this. One is with compass and one is really freehand. And I'm going to show you how to do it both ways just in case you are one that doesn't have a compass. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to show you the compass version first. These are traced apprentice tiles that I did in my sketchbook. They are 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. It does not matter the size, but it is important to have this set up in a square for the compass method. It'll be a lot easier. So we bisect this or divide this into 8 pie pieces in the square. Start with the diagonals, and then over your center point, do your north, south, east, west, and you're all set up. The way this version is done with the compass, and I'll warn you now, I'm not a good person with compasses, so you're going to see my hand a lot. We're going to do 4 concentric circles. The first one, not too big but not too small, because the biggest part of our knot will be in that section. And then, not too small. Actually, I think I'm going to go with 3 concentric circles on this one. Okay, how we set this up. You start. Oh, important safety note on these. On the square tiles, it is vitally important that you remember, I don't know about vitally, but it's important that you remember to orient yourself on the diagonal for this, because it's going to, the tall part of the tangle, or the tall part of the knot, is going to go in this area up here. And if we were doing this the other way, then we wouldn't have enough for the top end. So on the diagonal, then find your other diagonal line and the first circle, and make a little mark there on each of those first circles on the diagonal line. Then you're going to connect the dots. And so you have a square, or on the diagonal it's a diamond shape. Okay? The second step is to draw a parallel line that does not meet these diagonal lines. So you're going to leave a little gap in it, like that. And then you're going to repeat this again on all the sides. All right, there's step 2. Not hard. Okay. The next step is going to be to, make sure I've got this right, to make a little pathway about the width that you want your ribbon. And now these are also ribbon width, and I've got those a little bit thicker. Let me give this a little bit more room. And then I'm going to erase the lines on the inside of this so it doesn't get confusing. Okay? Now, going the other direction to cross, we're going to draw this ribbon so that it looks like it goes under this one. So we're going to continue the lines out on the other side like this. And there's step 3. Okay? Now the next step is going to be the one where you need to put your thinking cap on. So here you're going to have to think about over under. So right here we have a pathway that goes over this pathway, right? And so by the over under rule, the next thing we have here, since this goes over, this has to go under this right here. So we're going to go on and continue our line out just a little bit like that. We're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Each of these steps should either be mirrored on all sides or on the opposite side at the very least. Okay? So now to do this one, this goes underneath. So on these, it's going to go over. So we're going to make our lines go through this and then erase where we went over so we don't get confused later. Go on through like that. Okay? So get rid of all the extraneous lines here. And this is what we should have, something that looks similar to this. Now for the fun part. We're going to put in the first set of loops, which is we're going to start with the 4 that go around the middle. So if this goes under here, this is going to have to go over here. So we are going to take this up about halfway to the next line. And this is going to have to go up. That's too thick. To make that ribbon a little smaller, or it's not going to fit. Okay? So halfway, and then let's make this skinnier like so. That's much better. Okay? Then all we have to do is join it up here. So that line continues here. This one will continue. So that was kind of wobbly. That will continue there. Okay? Now do a double check at this point on your over under to make sure that you've got this correct. So this goes under, and this goes over, under, over. Okay? So that's correct. Now Do that on the bottom side. Okay, so this goes under, so this one's going to go through up to halfway, approximately, like so. And we're going to connect up the other side, which is also too thick, I can see. Let me make this skinnier right here. Ooh, fumble fingers. Okay. There. Now you want to compare your two loops that are on opposite sides and make sure they're approximately the same size. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other diagonal line and do these two loops. We're going to, in this example, we're going to make those the same size as the other two. So here we are going over, so this is going to go under. So we're going to have to do this side first. So halfway point, curve down here, second line, match up here, and match up there. That turned out pretty well. Let's do the same thing over here. This goes under, over. This is going to go under, so this one's going to come out. Ooh, that was a little crazy. And that was too short. This one's probably a little too thick too. Okay. It's a little too tall now. Okay. This one's definitely too thick. All right, this one's going to come up here. This one's going to come up here. Too bad that didn't turn out as well as the last one. There. Okay, those are all approximately the same. Now it's not exact. That one's a little bit too tall, but it's okay. Trust me, by the time we get the rest of it in, nobody's going to ever notice. Okay, now back to the diagonal. It doesn't matter which line you do this next part on, but you need to stay on the same diagonal for both ends. Okay, so how we do the upper parts, the part that represents the mother, I think, is you're going to come out from these lines here and loop them up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start with, let's see, this goes under, so this side is going to go over. So I'm going to start with about halfway down from the edge. This is the inside of a loop, like that. Okay, and we're going to make a shallow, well, weird S shape and loop it like that. And then take this one, similar. Okay, awesome. Now we have to loop this and bring it over here. So on these, I like to, for my own style of drawing, it's easier for me to pull down on this side. So I'm going to do that. You may do it right side up, you may do it the way I do. It doesn't matter. It'll all turn out. I tend to think my strokes are more consistent if I switch it this way. Okay, so the inside of this is going to match up with the outside of this. So make a nice curve coming up. And then loop it down. And then tweak your lines, make them all nice and pretty. We went over here. Here, that's not bad. Scoot that a little bit. There. Pretty nice. Okay. I'm going to flip this upside down now, forgive the movement, and we're going to do the bottom section. Okay, this goes under, so this side's going to be over. So let's draw this side, and it's going to match up. Ooh, let's try that again. It's going to match up here. All right, let's do this. Okay. Now make the other side, and we're going to connect right here. Oh, that's too small. Okay, that's a little bit better. And there you have your basic sketch. Again, this is the Celtic knot representing motherhood. and then all you have to do is ink this. Now let me quickly show you 2 more ways to do this without a compass. The second method is going to be done in the square again, and we're going to start out exactly the same way, dividing this into 8 pie pieces. Start on your diagonal lines, and then find your center point. Do north-south, and east-west, or right and left, and all that. Okay, then go ahead and draw in your first, whoops, see, that's wrong. What did I tell you? Go to the diagonal before you get too crazy on this one, and then sketch in your diamond shape. Oh, now I have trouble getting these straight. Whoa. Okay, I know you guys are going to do a better job. This really does work. I'm just not very good at getting this even. Okay, so that's your first thing. Then you want to put 2 more, I guess they're concentric, but they're not circles, 2 more squares out further. And so you just have to straight line like this, and then put, whoa, a little bit off, but then put 1 more up at the top. Like so. Okay, so this is your setup. And I can see that this is not exactly even, but that's okay. We'll fix it as we go. Now I'm not going to draw the whole form for you here, but I am going to show you how this sets up. So you start with your parallel lines. Make sure you're on the diagonal. Okay, then your road through. Then this one goes over, so it goes under, so extend your lines here. This goes over, this goes under, this goes over. Okay? Erase your lines so you don't get confused. Oops, wrong one. This way. If you are ever not sure, find the nearest intersection that you have already completed and do your over-under to see where you need to be. Okay? Then this is where your loops go, right? I usually put the tip of this up into the corner of the next square. Same here. And then when you do your loops up here, here is where you start that, like this. Yes, pretty simple. If you're working on a square tile, this way works just fine, and you don't need a compass. Okay, the last form I'm going to show you real quickly is a way to put this on a rectangle, basically. And this is fairly easy. You're going to draw a center line, divide it in half, making the vertical longer than the horizontal, so that you have something that looks like this. Okay, then you sketch in your diamond shape just like you did last 2 times, something like that. Now all you have to do is make some marks here next to the end for the sides. Evaluate how big you want your top loop here to be, make a line there, and then halfway between that and the diamond. And so leave about that for the loop, and about that. This one's further away. Try to pay attention to the other side so you don't get one side that's really long and one side that's kind of short and stubby. That would be something I would get. Okay, I think that looks pretty clear. Okay, so now it's the same process, parallel lines, and I actually like this method better because I don't have all of the junked up lines. However, you get a little bit more individuality on this form because you don't have the edges to keep you in symmetry. Okay, so we make our roadmap through here and then through here. These go on through because they have gone under, so they are going over now. And erase. And I'm not doing this really nicely, I'm just penciling this in. Okay, and these sides continue on because this went over, so now it's under. Okay, then your loops. This is under, so this goes over. Stop there. Ooh, that wasn't very good. Like that. Yep. Same, under, over. And match it up. Okay, on the sides, when I do it in rectangular form, I like to extend the side loops out a little bit longer than these. So I made that loop mark out here. So over, and so this side's gonna go first. And then here and here. And so they're slightly longer. And over, under. So this one first, second, third, fourth. Okay, this is really bad, but you get the idea. And then here are your top ones, go halfway above this mark and bring it down and curve it in. And go to the edge, go down, curve it in. That went kind of crazy, but you guys know what I'm doing here. Like so, then you join it up with this over here. Okay, and then you repeat on the bottom. You're done. Here is an